Welcome to the Sports Fanatic Show. And first of all, before we get started into this jam-packed show, my boy YC got some heat for y'all. So I'm going to let him get on the beat, and then it's going to be up from there. Let's get it, YC. Hey. Ballin' like I'm playing. I'm trying to keep counting up these in the front foot, counting this in hard. She in my phone whenever I land. Bottom of chair notes, can't stand me. ACC, watch culture. Went from a private island to Japan. Don't focus on record, put that on my granny. She tried to blame me, I ain't been one of them. These ain't regular stages. Get going on. She bumping stage, you know what I'm on. What he say? Know my pocket stuff. I jumped out that gym and landed in that baby truck. Yeah. Yeah, she can't stand me. Claim myself too much. Dad, I'm sorry. It's just in my flow. What he say? Ballin' like I'm Clay. Ballin' like I'm Clay. Come on, YC. Ballin' like I'm Clay, man. Welcome to the Sports Fanatic Show, everybody. Let's give it up. Let's give it up. Let's give it up. Oh, wait. I'm tripping. Now let's give it up. Thank you. All right, y'all. Jam-packed show today. Elite 8, women's bracket. We're going to recap that. And then we're going to go to the Final Four. Then I got an argument. SEC Player of the Year? Madison Booker? Question mark. I know. So, I think we got a good one on our hands. I think it's going to be real entertaining. Let me close some of these windows out. Put my phone on D&D. Y'all know how it get. But first of all, this March Madness on the women's side has been everything and more. I want to start off with saying that first. It has been everything and more. There is not a month like March. It's not a month like March. When it comes to sports, March is the prime month. You ever had a steak that was just so cooked? It was cooked so perfectly, seasoned so perfectly, and you cut it. It's the right amount of tenderness. And you know, whether you like a medium well, rare, medium rare, whatever you like your meat. I like mine medium well. Oh yeah, medium well, yeah. But and then it just melt in your mouth. That's what this women's tournament has been. I mean, watching a bunch of my favorite teams: Oregon, Vandy, Ohio State, LSU, NC State, Georgia Tech. Who else am I missing? UConn, Oklahoma. What's another team that I like? Michigan, Iowa State, TCU, Notre Dame. It's just I can go on with so many teams that I enjoy watching play at a very high level. And I even got to go to the game on the Birmingham, the Sweet 16, TCU, Notre Dame, Tennessee, and Texas. So hopefully I can include some clips in there. But, what a great tournament it has been. Now on the men's side, it's really just been the number one seeds dominating. Houston, Florida, Auburn, Duke, Houston, Auburn, Florida. All right? Yeah, I think that's it. I have not watched them. The only men's game I watched is St. John's in Arkansas, and that was in the second round. So that's all I really know. But the Elite 8, right? So the Elite 8 consisted of, let me make sure I got it right. TCU, Notre Dame, Texas, Tennessee, South Carolina, Maryland. It was a Duke. In Duke in North Carolina. That's what it was. Yeah, is that Elite 8? I think so. Y'all, it's been a day. Let me make sure I'm right. Before the Final Four. So that means, the Elite. Oh, no, the Elite. I'm thinking the Sweet 16, y'all. The Elite 8 was Duke, South Carolina, LSU, UCLA, UConn, USC, TCU, Texas. The Sweet 16 was all of those other teams. But the Elite Eight, right? Let's talk about it. So we're gonna start off with the most shocking game, in my opinion, is LSU and UCLA, right? It's kind of hard to pick. All of these games were good except the USC and UConn. I mean, we know why UConn won so single-handedly because Juju wasn't there, and that's another thing. And let's talk about that. Actually, let's get that out of the way before we go into LSU and UCLA. If you watched the live stream a few weeks ago, I think that's the round of 64, 32 that weekend. I literally said it when they played in that first, second round. I said, bro, Juju is overworked. That first game, you should not have your best player 32 minutes on a bad ankle, bad hand, and she's exerting herself every game. She's been exerting herself since the season started. Coach Lindsay has to she had to do a better job of managing Juju because literally she just left her out there to die basically, and that's why her knee gave out. Her body was breaking down. There was evident signs of her body breaking down, but nobody decided to take heed and be like, okay, Juju, maybe before the tournament start, you don't need to touch the ball. You don't need to get on the court. You just sleep. You just relax. You just recover. Don't practice. Don't do nothing. Low key, she shouldn't even. I wouldn't even play her in the first game. I wouldn't even play. Now the second game, maybe just to get her feet back. I definitely would have played her in the first game. Get your rest, Juju. You deserve it. The team was gonna beat whoever they played in that first round, anyways. So get your rest. Get your well-deserved rest, Juju. And prayers up for Juju. First of all, I don't want that to get misconstrued when I'm breaking down these points here. Prayers up for Juju, anyways, because blowing out your knee the way that she did on national TV like that, that could do something to your confidence like that, especially a player that exudes so much confidence like Juju Watkins. So just prayers up for her. I hope she has a speedy recovery. I hope she bounces back, very healthy and very quickly, not only for the sake of the women's game, but just for the sake of her career, man. She was on pace to break some scoring records, some USC records, some Division I women's basketball records, NCAA records, and that might be in jeopardy now that she's going to miss a full year. So speedy recovery to her. Shout out to UConn for going ahead and dismantling them, getting them out the way. Paige Beckers has been on extreme heater, averaging 30 since the round of 32. The first round really don't count for real for the number 1 seeds and the number 2 seeds. But Paige Beckers she's been shooting the ball at an extremely high clip. Paige Beckers, this is what we envision Paige Beckers to be when this UConn team is fully healthy. You got AZ Fudd, my girl Chin, Sarah Strong, you got Ice, who else am I missing? KK Arnold. Got a squad. Gino at the head of things. To squad. Paige is finally. She's in that clean rhythm. And I know we talk about the Big East and UConn not facing any competition when it comes to their conference play, but and I'm part of that crew. I'm part of that community that be like, man, I wish they played in a different conference because I want to see UConn play tough comp every single night or 2-3 times a week. That's what I want to see as a fan of the game because it does nothing but make them better. You get better recruits. The money for the program is ridiculous. So you ain't gonna do nothing but get more money on, and when you get more money on, you have more fun on. Okay, UConn. Come on, man, come on. So I just want them to go into a bigger conference. Wouldn't mind the Big Ten. Can't really do the Big 12. The Big Ten or the ACC, I wouldn't mind. I think that'd be pretty cool. So excited to see what they do in this Final Four. But dismantle USC. It was pretty easy. The game was never in no serious jeopardy. It was close in the beginning, but UConn asserted their dominance, took off. Now, let's get to LSU, UCLA, right? How do I want to start this? Let's start in the favor of UCLA. Lauren Betts is a problem, and a serious problem. She didn't gave me heart palpitations. That's how big of a problem she is. I mean, 6'7", automatic mismatch, right? Not only that, she's active. She's involved. She's not the 6'7" that's just rim protect. She's not Sedona Prince. And I was a fan of Sedona Prince earlier in the season. But Sedona Prince, I'm watching LeBron James, montage of LeBron James. But Sedona Prince was weak against Notre Dame. She's been weak against quality, not even just decent bigs all season. She's not strong. She doesn't wreak havoc. She doesn't make her presence known. But Lauren Betts, oh my goodness. She's the modern day woman version of Akeem Olajuwon. Bruh, she's the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar of women's UCLA. I mean, that jump hook, that seal, what she say? I can't breathe. It don't matter. Straight to it. And I heard that clip. She got a clip on her. That's what I heard now. So that's my. I don't know how you stop her. Especially UConn. 7 Strong is what, 6'2", 6'3" on a good day? On a good day? In hyperdunks? In hyperdunks, she's 6'2", 6'3". So I'm curious to see what's gonna be the X's and O's and schematics of stopping Lauren Betts for one, who's coming back for another year just to play with her sister. I think people don't even understand that she's coming back. They have the opportunity to retain everybody, add at least 1 or 2 more pieces in the portal, bring her sister in, still have Kiki Rice. They have the potential of winning back-to-back. They have the potential. And like I said, Kiki Rice, I think her name is Gabriela Jaquez sister, played for Miami Heat. What's my other girl that's the shooter? I can't remember her name. I'm blanking. A little short black girl. I can't think of her name. But Hooper. They have a team full of hoopers. The way that they play, their coach has them in a very beautiful spacing when it comes to the offensive end. I mean, you're not going to double Kiki because you're going to leave the shooters open. You're not going to double Lauren Betts because the shooter's going to be open. What the hell do you do? You're not going to go zone because the shooter's going to be open. Lauren Betts is one-on-one. Everybody's just one-on-one. It's just pick and play. Pick and play, Buki. Pick and play. And that's what they did against LSU. Anissa Morrow, Niece the Beast, is a problem to deal with, but she just didn't have enough height on her. Fractured her nose, busted up her nose, whatever she did. Still went out and fought like a dog. Flauget, who put up a stinker of a performance in the Sweet 16. Was that NC State? Or whoever that was. I can't remember no matchups. Let's verify. What was that, Saturday? No, that was Friday. Yeah, it was NC State. Yeah. Against NC State, she was like 3 of 10 or something like that. She didn't play. She had like 8 points. She was emotional on the sideline because she wanted to play good. She wasn't playing good. Her season was on the fringe at one point. It was like a 2-point game, like 4 minutes to go in the fourth. She got hit in the eye. Her eye was swole. It was just everything was going against her in that moment, and she couldn't do nothing but lash out. And it be like that sometimes, man. I done had my days, ain't no sunshines when she's gone. I don't even know if that correlate, but yeah, she just struggled, man. She just struggled. But one thing about that resiliency and the mentality of Big Four, she gonna bounce back, and that's what she did. 23 points, man. Had a couple crucial steals. I mean, she hit a crossover move on Kiki Rice in transition. It was really behind the back. She caught it, push dribble, behind the back wrap, passed it off. Whoever she passed it off to did have a clear leg, got it back. Kiki tried to block it, muscled off. Big Four for the leg. If she decided to go for the draft, this draft has just got a whole lot better. So I'm telling y'all, this draft has gotten a whole lot better off the simple fact Flau'jae Johnson has put her name in. But we don't know yet. But Yeah, Kaylin Gilbert did not play well down the stretch. I'm not sure as to why she keeps getting the hate that she does. I mean, you have a bad game in big games. It happens. Happened to LeBron James when he scored single digits in the playoffs. I want to say against the Pacers. It happens. You know what they call it, the big meltdown against the Heat and the Mavericks, 2011 NBA Finals. It happens, especially in a one game do or die series or matchup. It happens. Kaylin Gilbert didn't have a good performance, and you want to know whose stock went up? Samaya. Yes, her stock went all the way up, and now she's in the portal. And I'm gonna make a portal video as well, projections of where I would like certain people to go, where I think they'll fit. Of course, I'm not gonna do 1,100 girls, but I think I'm gonna pick my top 20 or people. Or I probably do the 20 that's in the portal, maybe 5 that should be in the portal, or something like that, or whatever the situation may be. But she's into the portal. It was very shocking. Heard some rumblings that some of her teammates weren't happy about that because she had a strong SEC tournament, very good. She earned her starting spot in the NCAA tournament. Had 21 points in the Sweet 16. Had a decent performance against LSU. I mean, not LSU, UCLA. She did very solid. I'm expecting. I'm assuming Kim Mulkey was expecting for her to come back, build on what she just had this last month or so. Build on that, come back next year, be her starting interior force player, and wreak havoc. But she's in the portal. So I don't know, Kim Mulkey. You might be in some trouble, Kim. You might be in some trouble, sister. So prayers up for my good sis, Kim Mulkey, because she need it. She might not have flaw. Big niece to beast. She ain't got somebody. Kaylin Gilbert is a junior, so she's staying. Last year, Poa's done. I think the only returner that's worth something, not to say nobody's worth nothing, but only returner that's like monumental to the program is Michaela Williams. So, that's that on its own. But that game was very good. UCLA and LSU, it was a dogfight until Lauren Betts just could not be stopped. LSU, it's all about the game. The game basketball is about runs, right? And Lauren Betts is a guaranteed 2 points. It's guaranteed. And they did not handle her off the court minutes well at all. When she was off the court, that was your time if not take the lead, shake the game up. And they could not do that. Very bad defense from them. It was really a shootout, and, they ran out of ammo first. And they got hit with that clip. They got hit with that switch. 5-5-5. 5-5-5. So, shout out to the LSU program. Shout out to Kim Mulkey, Big Foe, Big Niece, Michaela Williams, one of my favorite players, and probably in consideration for SEC Player of the Year. But that's a conversation for later. So next, South Carolina and Duke. Now, South Carolina and Duke was a nasty game. I mean, I think the score was 50-54. Nasty of a game. And if you watch Duke this year, nasty. They are a grueling team to watch. I mean, do they get the job done? Yes. Have they lost some big games? Yes. They've already lost to South Carolina early in the season. So I was expecting to be a way better game than the first one. South Carolina blew them to smithereens in the first matchup. So I was expecting to be a better game anyways. But not that, bro. That was a very nasty defensive game. Chloe Kitts, who's going to come up in another conversation later on. Chloe Kitts started off the game hot, 10, 12 straight points, and didn't really score again until like the fourth quarter. It was really a very high-intense, physical defensive game, and the score showed that. Reagan Richardson, what's my girl that's let me get her name right. I want to butcher her name. Oh, man. That was Sunday. They played Sunday. Dance with me, no tango. Oh, I love Toby. I know Toby. Ashlyn Jackson. Yeah. She played well, but she even missed a lot of shots. What's the other one? Okanawa. a dog. That's the other one. Dogs, pure dogs, and they weren't hitting. Nobody was hitting shots, man. Nobody was hitting shots, and Duke could not hit shots down the stretch. And a great move by Don Staley to put Malaysia Fawali in, who's also going to be in another conversation later on. To put her in within the last 3 minutes, put Raven Johnson on the bench, and let Muwali score the points, because that's what she does. She puts the ball in the bucket, and that's the name of the game. Put the ball in the bucket. And that's what she does, scored about 6 straight points, or facilitated or assisted 6 straight points, and ultimately got them that comfortable lead to close the game out. So great heads-up move by Coach Staley. She knows what to do at the right times. And I was watching the game, and I'm sitting there screaming, just put Malaysia in. Just put Malaysia in. Just get her in the game. Because she's going to generate the look. It's just got to be made. And they weren't generating quality looks. I remember Tessa throwing up a wild 3. Chloe Kismet some easy looks. So it was just a tough go. But South Carolina ultimately clutched that up, and then they got them on out of there. Now, another game. What was it? I mentioned, well, that's all 3, right? Yeah, that's 3. And the last one, talk about the one that hurt the most, the one that pissed me off the most, the one I'm most frustrated about is that damn Texas, man. God damn, man, I can't stand Texas, man. I can't. TCU and Texas, Sedona Prince, you're on my list. I want you to know that, Sedona. You are on my list because there is no way in hell that you couldn't take a mid-range. You kept wanting to post up. You weren't moving the centers from Notre Dame. What in the hell make you think you're gonna move Taylor Jones and I can't pronounce her name. Y'all know the other big girl from Texas, the dark-skinned lady? Yes, her. There's no way in hell you're moving them. Get to the midi, get to the elbow, girl. Post fade off the glass. Come on, Sedona. Not scoring your first bucket to third, fourth quarter in the second half? What are you doing? What are you doing, Sedona? And Haley just did everything she could. I mean, navigating off the ball screens, DHO actions, trying to, play around the handoff. I mean, get to the lane, get to the free throw line, ignite energy in her team. I mean, she left it all in her final collegiate game. And I can't do nothing but applaud her, bro. Let's give it up. Let's give it up for Haley Jones. Likely. 5 straight Elite Eights. Never been done with 3 teams. Let's get that understood. And, let's talk about this while we're here. Let's talk about this narrative that people think LSU broke her confidence. No. It did not start at LSU. LSU was the cherry on top. Before I talk about what Texas did and what they did, LSU was the cherry on top to her confidence being broke. Or I'm not even being broke. Let's just say being wavered. She was at Louisville for 3 years, y'all. She was at Louisville for 3 years. Everybody knows Jeff Walz is a very tough coach. Great coach. I wanted to say his name is I know it's Jeff. So Coach Jeff. I want to say it's Walz. But everybody knows Coach Jeff is tough. Super tough. And I'm not saying Haley can't be coached. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is maybe that coaching style wasn't helping her be what she needed to be, exceed over the top. And I believe her that end of her second season, that entire third year, even though she willed her way, I mean, and she didn't really have much help. She had Olivia Cochran and some decent pieces, but she didn't have no serious help. Like she had Rivers, James, Brooks, any of those, even Jada Curry. She maybe had Jada Curry for like that last year. But even then, if she had one of those, in addition to Olivia Cochran, it'd have been a different story. So that's my thing. LSU did not break her confidence. It was the cherry on top of her confidence being wavered. I want everybody to stop saying that. We all know Haley to be a high usage player, make plays, very clutch, is a dog on the court, all of the above. She's not meant to be in the quarter. She's not meant to be a catch and shoot, spot up player. That's not her game. She's not a treachery offensive person. I mean, think about it. The ball was third in her hands. Flau'jae, Michaela were getting the ball before her. Then you got to feed Angel and Big Niece in the paint. The spacing wasn't the best. Haley's not a sniper. How else was that going to work? It was a bad decision on her part and her team. And it happens. It happens in the game. And you make bad decisions and you go to bad places. It is what it is. You chalk it up to the game. And one thing we also need to chalk up Jalen Suggs. You got to cut that shit off, my boy. That shit bad, dog. That shit nasty. Boy, we the same age, and you is balding. You been balding, matter of fact. You hanging on to the few pieces of hair. His hair look like when you first start knitting and, it's the first, second day and it's a 7-day project. It's just all over the place and everything ain't connected. That's what it looked like. That's what it looked. Jalen, so you need to let that go, brother. That shit bad. That shit is bad. And, but yeah, Jalen, so that shit bad, bro. That shit bad, dog. But TCU gave all they had, bro. They just didn't have enough ball handlers. That's what it was. Haley being the only ball handler. Seeing that against Notre Dame. A lot of people didn't want to bring up the ball. Only her and Madison Connor. I think that's her name. I know his name was Madison. I'm not good with last names. But them the only two. And then they had Sedona breaking the press against Texas. That just came into my mind. They had Sedona Prince up in the front of the press. I have never seen anything like that. And then when I was watching a press, everybody know 3 up in that front court, 2 in the back court. Why do you only have an inbounder and 2 people? It needs to be 4 people up front to beat the press. 4 on 3. Come on, Coach Mark. I know you know that, brother. I know you know that. 4 on 3, you get the ball. Because, they had multiple. I want to say they had 4 or 5-second violations. They had about 22 turnovers. Like, that's so unlike TCU. But Texas does have a phenomenal defense, though. They have a phenomenal defense. And one thing about Texas, I'm going to say it. They're not a good team, bro. They have a very great defense. They remind me of, like, the 04 Pistons or 03 Pistons, whatever the year the Pistons defense was legit. And but the Pistons offense was pretty decent. You had Billups, you had Rip, you had Tayshaun, you had Ben, Rasheed. You had squad. You had squad for sure. This Texas offense is nasty work. Nasty work. Madison Booker, she played a decent game. 18 points on 17 shots, 8 of 17 from the field. About 8 rebounds. Taylor Jones and I don't want to mispronounce her name. Roy Harmon had a decent game. But I don't even want to talk about the defense. Everybody knows Texas and Vic Schaefer has a great defense. He's always had a great defense, no matter where he's went. Mississippi State, Texas, it doesn't matter. My problem is that garbage-ass offense. God, Lee. Oh, my goodness. Why is that offense so garbage? That offense is atrocious. And it's just not clean. That offense is nasty. That offense is rugged. It is ghetto. It is ratchet. That offense is disgusting to look at. Oh, my goodness. Madison Booker is a phenomenal player. And, we're going to go right into, we're going to transition this into the SEC Player of the Year. And I'm not really too mad about the Coach of the Year, but definitely the SEC Player of the Year. So I'm going to still talk about this offense, but it's definitely going to translate into the SEC Player of the Year. So I want y'all to keep up with me. But Madison Booker is a phenomenal offensive talent. Let me get that clear. Phenomenal offensive talent, right? But her offensive prowess, whatever, however you say it, is not being fully maxed out at Texas. She's a 3-level scorer, but not at Texas. And let me tell you why. She works in the mid-range. Guess who also works in the mid-range? Roy Harmon, Taylor Jones. What's my girl that shoot the three? Jerry, what's her name? Let me make sure. Lee. What's her name? Jordan Lee. Yeah, number 7. That's the only player that really shoots. They only make about 3-4 threes a game. And she makes about the majority of them. Roy Harmon doesn't attempt a 3. All she shoots at mid-ranges. Booker attempts 63s of the whole season, but about 2-3 a game. And that's about it. Roy Harmon may give you 1. She may give you 1. So everybody's playing in that same area. Booker she can play in the post. Her and Michaela Williams have a similar game, but the spacing of LSU allows Michaela Williams to flourish and show off her offensive skill set. Texas does not have the same luxury, and that's why I don't think Madison Booker should have been Player of the Year, simply because of that. Because Texas wins are predicated on defense, right? And I was arguing with a friend about this. He was like, they were postseason regular champs. They beat South Carolina. No other team has did that in the SEC. That's why she got Player of the Year. I said, that ain't got shit to do with her winning Player of the Year. That has nothing to do with her being Player of the Year. Player of the Year is an individual stat. There's no wins and losses attached to Player of the Year. Now, do your team has to be decent? Yes, of course. But there's no, you need to have a certain amount of wins to be Player of the Year. You need to be number 1 or top 2, top 3 in your conference to be Player of the Year. I mean, that's probably a loophole within it, but that's not, in the criteria. Let's put it like that. And I feel like a lot of other players have better seasons than Madison Booker. She averaged 16 points, 6 rebounds, 2 3 assists. Georgia Amore averaged 19 and 7. Anissa Morrow averaged 18 and 13. Reagan Beers averaged 19 and 9. Flauget averaged 18, 6 and 5. Sarah Ashley Barker averaged 19, 6 and 4, something like that. Who else am I missing? Chloe Kitts. If South Carolina wasn't as stacked as they were, Chloe Kitts and Malaysia Fuwali definitely would have had better seasons than her. They're better players. And I just feel like it should have went to the better player, not to the player on the best team. The best player on the best team. Because no. And in my opinion, she's low-key not even the best player. Taylor Jones is really good. I really like Taylor Jones. She's a mismatch. She can shoot the midi. She can get physical. She can grab rebounds. She can make her free throws. And she can play make. She does all the necessary things to be a quality big. But I just feel like Madison Booker was not the Player of the Year, man. She was not. I mean, think about it, y'all. First year in the SEC, she didn't do nothing different. And she's not scoring. What does she offer you? And my friend, he said, defense. Well, I expect my best player to be able to guard somebody unless you average 35 in college. I expect my best player to do that because this is college. This is not the pros where I have certain pieces or I can sign certain pieces to alleviate your weaknesses. This is college. Play defense or sit on the bench. Unless you're Georgia Amore. I mean, come on. Let's just keep a buck here. Let's keep it a bean. She doesn't do anything spectacular. I mean, she only he said she was the 3-level scorer, not at Texas. We don't see her max out her 3-level scoring potential. She plays similar to Kevin Durant, my favorite player. Went to Texas. She wears 35. She takes a lot of contested mid-range jumpers. She's going to get to the rack 2-3 times a game. But they're all going to be majority in transition. She may get a few half-court layups off a breakdown, but she's going to hard dribble right, pull up. She's going to go to the left, boom, drive, pull up. She's not going nowhere. I would love to see her transfer and expand her game. I would love to see her do that, bro. I think that West Coast, that fast-paced offense would really, really open up her game. That's what I think. It would really open up her game. So, but she's probably not going to transfer, especially if they win a national championship. I don't expect her to. So that's one thing. But I definitely think I name 6, 7 players better than her. And I'm standing on that Sarah Ashley Barker is better than Madison Booker. I'm standing on that. Sarah Ashley Barker put up 28 plus 3-4 times in the season. I don't think Madison did that more than once. If she did it once. Sarah Ashley Barker is the truth. And if she gets drafted, best believe I'm buying that jersey because she reminds me of Ella Della Dunn. L. Del Dunn, whatever her name is. And I hope she comes back to the W as well. But that's how I feel. The Elite Eight. Those are my thoughts on the Elite Eight. That's my thoughts on Madison Booker being SEC Player of the Year. Now to end this out, Final Four. And then there were 4. South Carolina, Texas, UConn, and UCLA. Talk about 50-50s. Talk about 50-50s. I don't know. I have no idea, y'all. This is tough. South Carolina, Texas is going to be very tough. But I'm rooting for South Carolina. I'm letting y'all know that now. I'm definitely rooting for South Carolina. I know the games are going to be tough. They're going to be close. They're going to be really good. But I'm rooting for South Carolina. I cannot have Vic Schaefer and Madison Booker win a national championship because that's going to look like my argument. I just spit everywhere. That's going to make my argument look like I'm a hater. Right? And I'm not trying to be labeled as a hater. I'm not going to lie. Now, I recant my statements all day long. I will. Because, I can be wrong with my takes. I can be wrong, but do I want to be? Hell no. Hell no, I don't want to be wrong. So, and if I don't want to be wrong, Vic Schaefer and Madison Booker cannot win a national championship. They cannot. It would have been crazy if I was on mute. I thought I was on mute. But they cannot win a national championship, bro, and beat South Carolina in the Final Four, then win a national championship because you're probably going to play either UCLA or UConn. If you beat UConn, I got to give you your credit then. Or if you beat Lauren Betts and them, definitely got to give you credit. But, no, I'm going for South Carolina. Hopefully the squad comes to play. They show up. They hit shots. I need Malaysia Fawali to go off. Malaysia, save me from the Vic Schaefer show. I cannot watch it anymore. Please, go put up 25, 6 rebounds, 8 assists. I need Tessa to hit by 3 threes. Joyce Edwards-Coy kids give me by 15 a pop. I need the score to be 75-44. I need to be something like that. Pop off on them. Put belt to ass on them. That's what I need for my mental health. That's what I need. So I'm rooting for South Carolina, of course, in that game. And then UConn and UCLA. Boy, I don't know. Lauren Betts is a true problem, man. Lauren Betts is a problem. I feel like my camera's so high now that I just look down. I don't know. I'll probably bring it down for the next video. I got a lot of videos to record. And we posting them this time. But Lauren Betts is a problem, man. I don't know how they do it. But in Paige Beckers, I trust. In Paige Beckers, I trust. Because like I said, y'all, she's been on an extreme heater. I mean, she hit 6 threes against Oklahoma. Hit 6 threes against Oklahoma. She had 40, 30, 34 against USC. I don't know who's going to guard her. That's the thing. because she's going to shoot the three. She's going to get to the mid-range. She's going to put a few hesitation moves on Lauren Betts, blow pass or scoop lay. The thing is, I need AZ Fudd to step up. Sarah has to fight. She has to be willing to take a minor step back on the offensive end just in case and sacrifice her body against Lauren Betts. That's going to be a matchup within itself. I'm rooting for UConn because I simply want Paige Beckers to get a ring before she leaves. I don't want her to be the only UConn great to not get a ring. And obviously there's a talent discrepancy from when everyone else has a ring until now because the talent pool is deep. So I'm rooting for UConn. That game will be extremely close, I believe. I think it'll be a 6-point dub. But never would have made it. Never would have made it without you. I would have lost it all. Come on, Paige Beckers. But now I see how you were there for me, and I can say Paige is stronger. Ha ha! She's wiser. Oh, she's better. Much better. When she looked back over all what he brought her through, she realized that it was God she held on to. And I never would have made it. Come on, Paige. If y'all know, man, that's Marvin Sapp. Paige Beckers, I need you more than ever. Because I don't know what I'll do if Texas beat UCLA in that national championship. I really don't, because I don't want to watch it. I don't, Paige. Please. In South Carolina, please. Beat Texas. Paige, please beat UCLA. But that's all we got, ladies and gentlemen. That is all we have for today's episode. I think it was a fantastic episode. I told you I'm getting in the groove with this. I'm here. I'm here to stay. I ain't going nowhere. I'm here to stay. So I will be streaming. Final Four. I will be streaming the national championship. It's going to be a good weekend. It's a lot to stream this weekend. So if you're a boxing fan, I'm going to be streaming the Final Four. That's Friday. Is that the 4th? Let me go to my calendar. Yes, that's the 4th. Saturday, I will stream twice. Boxing all day Saturday. Tim Tszyu versus Spencer. And then you have the Richard Torres top-ranked card. Then Sunday comes the national championship. That's the slate for the weekend. Then the next weekend we have Boots Ennis versus Stanionis. It's a lot of streams. The WNBA draft is upcoming. Probably gonna have a stream on that, a video on that. The content is coming, ladies and gentlemen. But that's all we have on this episode. Elite Eight breakdown and the Final Four preview and the SEC Player of the Year conversations. So, with that, thank you all for watching, listening, like, comment, share, subscribe, the whole 9. Yeah, baby, it's a Sports Fanatic, baby. We going crazy because y'all know how it go in the summertime. I'm summertime fine. You dig? That's all I got. I catch up with y'all on the flip side, minus the stutter. Y'all be peace. Y'all be peace. Oh, I got to get better at the X's. I'm trying too hard. Y'all be blessed. Peace out. Love y'all, man.